1 second, guys. I am setting up here. I thought I was set up and it changed it. So I have to reset up on Facebook. But bear with me as I oops, not that. Set up here. You want to be able to share this and hope you guys will listen. Just, maybe understand where the communities are coming from. All right. See, 1 second, guys. I'm just still setting up here. All right, almost ready, guys. Didn't expect them to log me out as I was about to start. All right. All right. I think that is mostly ready. Should work now. Thank you guys for your patience as always. You know me, I'm always having tech issues and stuff like that. So hopefully this will work. I'm still starting, as you can see, trying to set it up on Facebook here. It's having some issues, but I appreciate you guys and all your patience. Again, this is an issue that's recently come up in the Pokemon Go community. So, let's get started. Hopefully this can work, because again, I've never tried to do it on 3 platforms at once. So, we'll see how it goes. All right. So, as you may have noticed, my hashtag is #HearUsNiantic. So today, since AMA has been pretty quiet, I haven't had a chance to do it in a while, and wanted to get to it, but this has come up in my Pokemon Go community. And the issue is, during the pandemic, Niantic had added the pandemic features, which included increasing the spin distance for Pokemon Go stops and gyms. At first, they said that this would be a temporary bonus just during the pandemic. But sometime in either October or November, they said it would be a permanent feature, which people were thrilled about because it added more accessibility. It added, in fact, let me pull it up here for those on Twitch. You can see my screen. Like, there's an open letter now that I found on Reddit, but basically, and you can see from my search that I'm not the only one posting about this, but it basically is stating, and I posted it and shared it myself, but I'm going to pull it up. So if you're on my Instagram, you can see it on my Instagram. If you're on my Facebook, I posted the link, which shows it in multiple languages, but they had promised to keep the increased distance for spinning stops and gyms. Now, why is this a big issue? Or why is this a big deal? First, it made the game so much better. Like, for example, I love gifting people. I try to give people gifts every single day, and I have like 300 friends through international friends, people who just needed a friend, my own community that I play with regularly, and I'm great with gifts. You can ask anybody who plays Pokemon Go with me, I'm great with gifts. I have literally one stop near my house, but I actively go out and spin stops and play whenever I'm out. I love it. However, now that they've decreased the distance of the stops, I can barely send any gifts. I have no gifts to send to people. And there are days, because I do have a medical condition, that can make it difficult for me to get out of bed sometimes. Like, there are days it is hard for me to leave the house. And so now that I can't even spin one single stop without leaving my house, it means that I can't give gifts to people. And I feel guilty about that. And it's not just me. And so that was one issue that has come with it. And I'm trying to watch each one for stops and gyms. There we go. And so the reason, so that's one thing. I can't give people gifts, and I feel so bad about that. So bad. But as you can see with this letter, it's not just about that. When we first started playing, we would like not sneak into places, but like be sticking our arms in through bars to try to reach something that's closed off to the public. We would try to, like, we would have to rush across streets. Now we can safely stay on the other side of the street, but still spin the stop. Like, there's a flag mural that I always go to. Like, we go to see these points of interest, which is the argument that Niantic is using, saying that, oh, people won't go to the points of interest, so that's why we need to decrease it. We're going to them. But they're still not accessible. So let's look at this letter. If you're on Twitch, you can see this letter with me, or maybe not. You should be able to, hopefully. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Again, guys, I'm doing this on multiple platforms here, so bear with me. If I don't see your comment, I apologize. But, again, accessibility. So, first, safety. We don't have to cross dangerous roads. And again, I appreciate the people who put this letter together. There were really popular YouTubers that supported and promoted Niantic who were part of this, like Brandon Tan and Zoe. Like, this is a worldwide thing. This is not just a couple of us upset about it. I know at least one petition got over 150,000 signatures. Like, it's a complaint. So, again, safety issues. We don't have to cross dangerous roads. We don't have to trespass on private property to get close to a point of interest. We can play in safe locations. Say it's raining, we can play under a shelter of a building instead of being stuck in the downpour. Trust me, we played in the rain before. We don't have to enter locations that may be unsafe. Say you have children, you don't have to like push them into the crowd, which has happened. People don't have, if they're uncomfortable getting close to people, they don't. Granted, me and my husband, especially my husband, will just go up to people and be like, hey, you playing Pokemon Go? That's how we actually made friends in our community. So, like, this is not keeping us from going out. Like, we're constantly waiting to play Pokemon and do raid hour with my friends. We wanted to go back to normal where the pandemic isn't a concern. However, it is still. For accessibility, like I said, besides, like I mentioned, I have my condition that sometimes makes it difficult for me to get out of bed. I'm thankfully, not that you can see it, like it's an invisible disability that people can't see. But there are so many people who were disabled, not just me, who actually could start playing with the increased speed, the increased distance. And that made a big deal too, because now they could play without having to maybe go down the stairs, or, for example, they could play from home for those who are bound to home because of their disability. Wheelchairs could go places, or at least be in a place that's close enough to still participate in raid with their other non-disabled friends. So that was nice. People with sensory issues, and I've gone to places where I immediately go overloaded and I have to step back because it's just super uncomfortable. But people with sensory issues, many who have it more severe than I do, can play from a safe distance without being overloaded and actually enjoy the game without feeling really upset or really out of their comfort zone, things like that. And people with young children can play. Or what about the kids who are at home, but they can't leave at the moment because their parents can't go with them right now, but they can still play some? That's part of the concern. Just to continue, since I'm going over this very informative letter here. Respect. And again, thank you guys for listening. I know it doesn't affect many of you, but as someone who has cosplayed a character from Pokemon Go Spark, thanks to Karimona, who, when she had moved away, she had gifted me the costume. It's also a matter of respect. We were able to not block the way for people who were not part of the Pokemon Go community. There are, even if it's not, because the waypoints don't allow emergency services, that doesn't mean that they're not near emergency services. That means we have a wider berth so that people don't get in the way accidentally. Because you never know when there's going to be an emergency. And it's just one of these things. And then one of the biggest things for me, because I hate being lied to, is, as mentioned in the blog update from November 19th, 2020, and people have screenshotted this. I've seen the proof. I saw it. I was super excited when they announced this. Some of these changes will remain implemented for the foreseeable future, such as the ability to raid remotely, changes to Go Battle League, and the increased distance at which you can spin PokeStops and gyms. Now it says here, remain implemented for foreseeable future. There is one that, if you find the screenshots, you can actually see that I believe it actually mentions them becoming a permanent feature. I haven't been able to find it off the top of my head here, but as you can see, a lot of people are upset about this. This is just Instagram. You can see it's in multiple languages. Thank you to those who were nice enough to translate them. We appreciate it. As an ENL teacher, English is a new language. Like, I appreciate it being available in languages so it's accessible for everybody. And as you can see, like, at least last time I checked, it was number 2 trending on Twitter. And I mean, I'm not a big Twitter user here, but it surprised me. And so, again, I'm just looking for if anybody has questions or comments. I'm just checking here. I think people are mostly just listening, and that's perfectly a-okay. Again, I apologize for the tech issues, but as you can see, this is something that many people have had an issue with. So, where is the trendy? I have no idea how to use Twitter because I'm never on here. But you can see on my feed, it is a thing. Here is Niantic is last I checked. I think I found it on my phone when I was looking at trending. Was the second most noticed trend. And you can see Zoe Two Dots. I saw Brandon Tan. Like a lot of the big YouTubers have been posting about this. It's not just a few small fry like me who are upset. And I hope that people hear us because it's kind of a slap in the face to our community and our, game that the company will not even comment or listen. The last thing I heard about it was that they were reducing the distance because the point of the game is to go out and visit these landmarks. We've already visited them. We're there all the time. Some people think it's because of the sponsors. Sponsors want people to be closer to their stores, and so that's why Niantic decreased the distance. Honestly, decreasing the distance is only going to less likely make me go to their stores because it's going to be out of my way. Or it's going to be harder to get close stops together because now they're no longer close and I can't make a line and follow them without going out of my way. I am platinum reviewer, got my platinum badge for the Wayfarer badge on Pokemon Go because I've submitted points of interest. So I'm definitely going to them. I've submitted points of interest. Just making sure there wasn't. Here you go. And so, and I reviewed them enough to get 1,500 agreements. So, we're adding to this community. They needed Pokemon Go players for their points of interest and stuff. And again, I'm just checking to make sure that there are no comments. Oh, I do see one. One question, though that's not Pokemon Go related. Assuming COVID restrictions were lifted, assuming COVID was gone, would you resume going to conventions? Yes, I would. Maybe not right away. I'm still debating on that because a lot of people aren't vaccinated yet, and the Delta variant, we have statistics are showing that even vaccinated, you can spread the Delta variant, and I do have, so even if I didn't get sick, I can still spread it to my more high-risk family members. So for me, I definitely want to go back to conventions. I keep wanting to do some outdoor stuff, but my weekends have been busy visiting family and such, just in case we end up going back into lockdown. I want to make sure I spend time with my family. So I haven't really been able to get too much over the weekends this summer as much as I would like. Hopefully there are a few before it gets too cold that I can attend. But I'm definitely interested in going back to conventions. But I definitely miss my cosplay photo shoots for sure. Again, feel free whether to ask questions, whether it's about COVID related or not. Again, I apologize if it's slow. I'm kind of trying to do this on 3 different streams here, both Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. So if it's laggy, I apologize. But again, do consider paying attention because the biggest complaint here is they're not listening to the customers, the people who want to play. A lot of people are talking about bans or boycotting and stuff, and how I feel about that, I'm not honestly sure. Like today, they said today is a boycott day, actually, officially. And the idea is you can log in to do your dailies, which I've already done, but not to play otherwise. So your daily streak, so spin a stop, catch a Pokemon, and do one research task. But, and again, not everybody's participating in it. Is Niantic? No problem. Feel free to ask any questions, whether it's cosplay related or Pokemon Go related. I figured I didn't know if anybody would be here, so it was a topic I could talk about, and that was currently relevant in my life. For example, we have Pokemon Go EV Day coming up, Community Day. I was there at the last one. I literally left a convention early, Otakon, actually, early, paid an extra fee to change my tickets so I could get back to New York City early enough to do the second half of the last EV Community Day. So, what about you, Mr. Anthony? Are you going into any cons anytime soon? Since I see you chatting over here. But speaking of cons and doing Pokemon Go, like, I've actually cosplayed as Spark. If you haven't noticed, thanks to the awesome Carrie Mono, who gave me her costume that she made herself when she moved away. So sad. I miss her. She's a great lady. And so anyway, that was basically what I was going to bring to your guys' attention today. I've got about 9 more minutes. Again, sorry for the delay today. It was a little hectic here, trying to get everything set up, just making sure that there's no other comments. I don't want to accidentally ignore people, because I value what you guys can say. But otherwise, I am EternalCon? Okay. I'll have to see where that one is. I know Brooklyn Comic Con is coming up. I'm not going to that one. It's an 1.5-hour commute. And I have company coming that weekend as well, so I'd only really be able to go one day, and didn't think it was worth it, especially since I've been so busy and haven't had a day off weekend-wise. So I know Anime New York City is still happening. Though I do wonder, as COVID cases increase and the winter approaches and people are going back indoors, how that's going to affect conventions again. I'm going to be sad to see them go. I know I was really excited at the beginning. ICD? I'm not sure what ICD is. Yeah, I'm not going to New York Comic Con. As I said, one of the benefits of the increased distance for Niantic was that people don't have to be in the swarm and get overwhelmed. New York Comic Con was one of those times where I got overwhelmed. It was so crowded. It was terrifying. Like, I literally walked in and froze, and my husband just dragged me to a corner, sat me down, and got me food. And I love cons. You guys know I love cons, and it was scary. And it's just so crowded, it's hard to do anything. Definitely enjoy it. Let me know how it goes, and if you do any photo shoots, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. Like I said, it's been a pity that I have been unable to join recently. Even with August, I've literally got like one weekend, which is when the con is, so I'm assuming most of my cosplay friends will be busy. But that's okay. I want you guys to have lots of fun for me. So anyway, we got about 6 minutes. Oh yeah, when is that? I did want to go to that, but I forget if it was when I was busy or not. I feel like I did mark International Cosplay Day. Anyway, I did get my new Princess Anna costume, and I'm having some tech issues here. So I will probably turn off Twitch now, because at least for Twitch, I have done the Niantic part. So maybe